Are we live?
All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the channel. I got my
Yeah, it looks like we are live.
buddy Cody here with me. We're gonna go through our vinegar
Can you guys hear me all right? I'm having a hard time hearing Jeff. Jeff is freezing on my end.
Week pickups.
Hey guys, welcome. Okay, so I'm good. Were you guys able to hear Jeff? Jeff seemed he was very spotty on my end, so I don't know. And earlier when we were backstage, it was like kind of like we had a delay. So so you guys can hear me, and I take it Jeff pieced out, so I think he probably popped out to pop back in. Maybe he's having some internet issues. So, but anyways, guys, we're going to be unboxing some Vinegar Syndrome stuff here. I have a lighter load than Jeff does. Jeff has a much bigger load. But we are going to unbox that. He did. I think they're all blind buys for him. So that should be interesting. He took all suggestions. I know he took some suggestions from me, from Garrett, from Born to Be Rad. So it'll be interesting to see what he gets, and hopefully he likes the stuff that we suggested to him. You back, Jeff? Can you hear me, Jeff? So people in the chat, can you guys hear, can you hear Jeff, or is it mine on my side? Jeff, I can't hear you at all, buddy. Wilkie says he can't hear you either.
Oh, sorry. That was my mic mute. Are we good now?
Yeah. I can hear you now.
I had my mic muted. Are we good now?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry about that. I had to exit and come back. So
It's
one
all
of those little hiccups of StreamYard, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I heard you telling everybody what we were doing tonight. So but if you want to go ahead and tell everybody who you are, if there's anybody that's watching this on replay or anything that don't know who you are.
Yep, my name is Cody. I'm from Dudewholovesmovies. You can find me on Instagram and YouTube. That's Dudewholovesmovies, one word. I do just all kinds of random things. I talk about everything. I talk about horror. I talk about movies like Little Giants. I talk about Vinegar Syndrome stuff. Just whatever I grew up with, whatever I'm into right now, I'll talk about it. Even, like whatever. Like, I'll go to the movies and I'll see a movie. I'm like, oh, I want to talk about that. I'll talk about it. I do. Yeah, I do. Whatever floats my boat is what you'll see on my channel. So it's not just one thing. It's not just horror. It's not just action. It's not just comedy. I like talking about a number of different things.
All right. So I guess we'll just go ahead and start getting into the unboxing stuff. We'll go through the chat real quick first. Let's see if I can remember how to. All right, here we go. Yeah.
I cannot hear you, Jeff. If you're talking.
I'm
not gonna hear you. Oh. I think Jeff is having. I don't know if he's having some issues or not. with his internet. It seems a little spotty on my end. Again, I don't know if you guys can hear, or if he's fine on your guys' end, but he's a little in and out on mine. So it looks like you guys can hear me, so that's good. Do I look all right? Quality wise? Just let me know. But anyways, guys, do you guys get anything in the mail from Vinegar Syndrome lately? Let me know, and let me know if you're excited about what you got. Any blind buys out there? I do a lot of blind buys with Vinegar Syndrome. Jeff, can you hear me? Dude, Chris C. I feel like no matter when I order from Vinegar Syndrome, I am the last shipment that goes out. And and the stuff I bought wasn't new, so it's not like it was waiting for, to be released or anything. They take their time with sending out their stuff. Sometimes when you order from Vinegar Syndrome, you forget what you ordered because that's how long it's been sometimes. But yeah, I got mine earlier this week, like not yesterday. I think Tuesday I got it. So, and I haven't unboxed it yet, but yeah, I don't know what's going on over there, man, with their shipping. But yeah. Oh, Party Line was horrible. I have not seen that. Thank you, Holland. About the beer looks good, and Wilkie, thank you. I'm glad. I'm glad I'm at least coming in. I'm always worried that it's I'm not coming out clear and stuff. So that's good. And thank you, Wilkie. I love Little Giants. It's one of my favorites. I got this package my last video. I did an unboxing, and I got this Little Giants poster thing here, and it's signed by Shauna Wardren, which is Icebox. I had a huge crush on her. I just did a unboxing video on my channel for Zabi Pop Culture Box. So it's some really cool stuff in here. It has like some Who Framed Roger Rabbit, Batman Returns, and Ghostbusters stuff. And then, spoiler alert, the sign thing from there. One of my favorite sports movies growing up. What's up, Garrett? How you doing, buddy? I think Jeff is back. Jeff, you good? Or is it still? So chat, this is a question for you guys. Are you guys having a hard time seeing Jeff? I believe you are, but let me know. Yeah, I know, really. I've been going over Little Giant stuff. I just talking off key. Garrett, Jeff was telling me that you gave him a lot of suggestions, so I'm excited to see what he got off of your suggestions. I gave him some suggestions as all. It's probably some Billy Blank stuff. So some fun 90s action movies. Okay. Thank you, Holland. On my end, I can't highlight the chat, can I? Nice.
Are we on?
I can hear you,
We're here.
but it's still a little laggy though.
You guys hear me?
All I heard was "hear me." Yeah, Lindsay says that you're freezing on your end. Has anybody seen any good movies lately? Whether it's in theaters or anything new to you? Maybe you discovered a new movie from 1993. Anything good out there, guys? I still want to see Beekeeper really bad, and I want to see Lisa Frankenstein. I think that looks like a fun time. Lindsay, did you like Lisa Frankenstein? Remember when they used to have a, remember they're like when you used to go to school shopping, and for like like they would have like folders and stuff. It was like Lisa Frank. Do you remember that? That's what I always think of when I think of Lisa Frankenstein. I think of Lisa Frank. It was like the like the unicorns on the binders and stuff like that. Imagery is PG-13. Yeah, I feel in that. Oh, it is. Okay, I guess I didn't really pay attention to the ratings, but to me, I kind of put it in the same category. Again, I have not seen the movie, but I kind of put it in the category of like a My Boyfriend's Back. So as long as it's something kind of fun like that, like it reminds me of like some stupid dumb fun comedy from like 1993. And if I get something like that, I'm going to I'm going to enjoy it. And I'm not going in there for it to like recreate the wheel or anything. That, I did not know that it was directed by Robin Williams' daughter. I saw the commercial on TV and it said Zelda Williams. And I was like, oh, is that the Zelda Williams? Because I knew that his daughter was named Zelda because I believe I saw in an interview or something that he named her after the video game because he was a big fan of the video game. So I thought that was pretty cool. So I was like, okay, cool. It's their directorial debut. So, and I did not know that it was one of the Sprouse kids from Big Daddy and Friends. I did not know that he was in that either. So I don't know. So, yeah, the posters look really cool too. I'm a big original print guy, like original posters. So I saw that they have them for like, they're not too expensive. I was taking a look at them, and I like the teaser poster a little better. So I might get them, but I don't like getting posters or stuff for movies that I haven't seen yet because I'm afraid I'm going to get it and then absolutely not like it. And I'm like, great, now I'm stuck with, this poster for this movie or this shirt, and I don't want to wear it. Like, it really hasn't happened yet. Like, what was it, man? It was The Flash. I bought a Michael Keaton poster, which I love the poster and I love that's Michael Keaton. The movie was, I enjoyed the movie, but it wasn't something that I was like so crazy. If Michael Keaton wasn't in the movie, then I probably wouldn't have cared about the movie at all. But I was wearing my nostalgia glasses, so I was all excited for that. Yeah, make sure you like the property first. Yeah, there was a shirt drop today for Lisa Frankenstein, and I was like, man, I really like this shirt, but I don't want to get this shirt, and because then I'm gonna be wearing it around. And I really, how people have a problem with movie room or having room for their movies. I have a hard time with space for shirts. I have shirts up the wazoo, man. They are everywhere. I have a closet in here. I have a closet in my room. So there's just closets everywhere, just full of, nostalgic shirts from like movies, TV shows, music, and this and that. I have a problem with with shirts for sure. I'm running out of room.
Can everybody hear me now?
Yeah,
is everything good now? Okay.
Yeah, you
Dude,
sound good.
Thank you for like that. Thanks for like watching out for that for me. I don't know how long this will hold up and stay steady.
Hey man, all good.
I'm having some major issues with connection tonight, I guess.
Well, yeah, bad. Yeah. Is it stormy around your area or is it just connection issues?
So I guess we'll go ahead.
You're back at it again, buddy.
Connection tonight, I guess.
Yeah, you're still in and out for me. It's all good. Tiana, I see you're in the chat. Tiana does some good public service for me over there. She's always promoting my stuff, so thank you, Tiana. I appreciate you. And I see Sarah's here. Sarah just celebrated her 41st birthday, I saw, and celebrated her 1 year on YouTube. So congratulations, Sarah. That's no easy feat there. And I hope you had a great birthday. I could probably show off. Have any of you guys seen this? Has anybody seen this movie? It's called Stay Tuned. I got the soundtrack. I love the movie. It's so funny. I'm a big John Ritter fan, and John Ritter, he's like obsessed with watching TV and cable, and he gets like this big, he has like this big screen TV, and he gets this huge satellite dish, and something goes wrong. He gets sucked into the TV with his wife. And so he's in all these different TV shows. He's like on Wayne's World. He's in like a Salt and Pepper music video. He's in a cartoon. It's really fun movie. So I highly recommend it. This is the score for it. So that's pretty cool. Yes, he gets sucked in. It's a fun time. And also the principal from Ferris Bueller's Day Off is the bad guy in this. He plays a good part. But yeah, I thought this was pretty cool. It's from Waxworks. But yeah, it's a really, really fun movie. Fun early 90s movies. And of course, rest in peace, John Ritter. It's great. And I think his wife in this is Tom Hanks's wife. I can't remember. I think it's Rita Wilson, but I'm not sure. It's been a couple years since I watched it.
How's it going?
Good, man.
You hear me?
Yeah, you look a lot better too. Like
a phone call. How do I?
Are you streaming from your phone right now? So he's talking to you, Jeff. I always want to call Jeff John just because his name is John Doe. So for the longest time, I was like, should I call him Jeff? Should I call him John?
Kids, do one fucking thing for me. One. Come on, guys. One. Come on, let's do this. Let's get in here. Can I get in here? Hello. I can't hear nothing.
Well, we can hear you, Jeff.
You can hear me. Thank you. Awesome.
Yes, we can hear
and now
you.
I can hear you.
All right. Well, have a good night, Jeff.
Let me get my camera on here. All right.
Yeah, man. Are you using a different camera? Because it looks so much better.
I'm using my cell phone. I'm using my cell phone now rather than my webcam.
Oh, okay. I see. I was like, man, yeah, the quality is jumped up.
Is it better or worse?
It's a lot better. A lot better. It's day and night.
Oh, wow. Well, see, I used to do it on my phone, but my phone would always overheat and I can't ever see anything. So.
Oh, that sucks.
Okay. Oh God, how do I add you back in there?
Can you guys still hear me though?
There we go. Okay. I'm just gonna be real tiny. I don't know how to make it bigger. All right. I guess this will be fine.
I mean, I guess it will.
There we go. Okay. I can see this enough. I'm not going to be able to see chat. Okay. So I do apologize for that because I can only see me and you and hear us. Good gosh.
I can I can see the chat, so I'll go ahead and I won't be able to highlight anything, but I'll be able to see you guys.
Okay.
So thanks for hanging out. Great. Yeah, thanks for hanging out with us, guys, while we deal with some issues. No, man. Okay. This is why I haven't gone live yet on my channel, because I know it's gonna be a hell, like even if I have good connection, I don't know what I'm gonna be doing,
Well, I don't know if it's my internet connection, if it's this laptop I'm trying to use, but now I'm using my cell phone and it's working fine.
Yeah, cell phone seems to be fine.
So, but the problem I always had with my cell phone was that after I'd stream for like 45 minutes, it would overheat. So,
oh dang. Can you see the chat on your cell phone?
no, because I'm using my whole phone as just like the display and everything.
Isaac, can you see your chat on your laptop?
No, my laptop is basically completely closed out.
Oh, is it? I was like, if you opened up YouTube on your laptop, you could probably watch your video, but put it on mute, and you could look at the chat that way. I mean, you don't have to, but I'm just saying I
don't know if that's going to be possible this time. I kind of unhooked everything to try jerry rig my phone in real quick. So.
Yeah, man. No, man, you're cool. You're good.
All right. So I guess I'll go ahead and start unboxing because I guess I got a bunch of stuff. Do you want to do yours first, or?
Yeah. So I have 2 items in mine. I've been very light on Vinegar Syndrome, as I was telling Jeff earlier. Last year just wasn't much I wanted to get. I think last year, the whole year altogether, like they started off pretty hot. I got Showgirls, I got Sidekicks, and then that was pretty much it for the whole year until now. So let me crack open this bad boy. I got a Vinegar Syndrome beanie.
With the beanie.
With the beanie. I have a feeling this is probably what held it back. But yeah, I got the Vinegar Syndrome beanie. We'll see here. Oh, yeah, that's pretty cool. It's gray. It looked a little darker when I bought it online, but it's all right. Everything I have is black, so it's nice to have more colors. And then the movie I got, it's a documentary. It's called We Kill for Love, and it's a documentary about erotic thrillers, like 90s thrillers and stuff like that, which I'll be having a stream tomorrow with Garrett from Born to Be Rad. We're going to be having a Rad Dude stream for 90s thrillers, and we'll be talking about a bunch of these movies and a bunch of those 90s hits that they just don't make anymore. So guys, go ahead and check that out. It's we'll be over on Born to Be Rad's channel. I don't know if we're double streaming on mine as well, but we're definitely going to be over on Garrett's channel for that. So yeah,
everybody needs to go over and check that out. It'll be a fun time.
Yeah, I definitely excited to see this. I didn't even know that this existed until Garrett got it and he was talking about it. I was like, oh my God, I didn't know they had a documentary about it. But yeah, I'm excited. I got to watch it tonight before tomorrow's stream just so I can get caught up on stuff. But yeah, so that is my small but mighty haul.
Mine is probably big but not so mighty. There's probably some good stinky garbage in here, but hopefully there's some good stuff too. I'm gonna go ahead and open this bad boy up because I don't remember everything that's in this because I just took suggestions from you and Garrett on pretty much most any suggestions that I took. There was a day or two where I just picked something that I thought looked interesting or things that I was interested in previously anyways. And didn't feel like bugging you guys because I'm like, well, I can get something today and I know what I want, kind of. Yeah. Oh, wow. And there isn't a vinyl record, but man, they could have fit one in there.
And that's the fun with Vinegar Syndrome. Like me, I do a lot of blind buys with them. Sometimes they're hits, sometimes they're misses, but sometimes they have some good stuff. Sometimes.
So this will be fun. I'll figure these out, but those are just some plastic cases.
Oh, cool.
I basically wanted to put my Texas Chainsaw 2 in a protective box. Nice. I love that movie, and that's such a nice set they did for that. Mm-hmm. Let's see. Okay. All right. So here we go. Here's the first bit of stuff. Let's see. All right. So they put stuff inside of stuff. Okay. We'll start with this one. This was I know this was day 1. But this is my first VSU. I got 6-string Samurai.
Oh, nice.
And before anybody would go to make fun of me, I know what I was getting. I went to YouTube and watched like the first 15 minutes. It's one of those, but this looks like it's going to be a fun time. And this is my first VSU, and this is nice.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, this is nice.
So that Amityville horror back there, that's not a VSU?
No, I just got the slip edition.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So yeah,
VSU,
no
yeah,
VSU. This is my first one. The Roadhouse one would be nice, but I won't pay what people want for it now. So
yeah.
And then they put some stuff inside of some other stuff. We'll wait on that because there's kind of an order for that part. But I got this one was, I believe both of these actually on different days were suggestions from Garrett, but they bundled them kind of together. Hard Rock Zombies with Slaughterhouse Rock.
Yes, Slaughterhouse Rock's pretty fun.
He was like, if I had to choose one that day, it'd be that one. So I think that's the only one I picked up the day that it was up. And then another one, and he didn't actually like suggest it to me, but he had said something on one of the I think he was hosting Dead Pit that day, that afternoon when they were going over all the sales stuff, but he was highly flaunting Stanley and Horror High. So, and the slipcover just looks really nice. Man, they really get us on those, don't they?
Yeah.
Okay. Now these ones, these were ones that I knew I was getting. I got all of these on purpose without suggestion.
And well, that's the thing with Vinegar Syndrome. You're not expecting great stuff. You're just expecting a good time.
Yeah. So I got Amityville Horror, The Evil Escapes. A New Generation, and Dollhouse. They were all three, I think, part of like day 3 or something, but they're all out of print now. So I wanted to. They were 10 a piece or something. I like their colorful. I like their colorful spines.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah. I don't have any of those. I like 1992. I thought that was a pretty fun one.
Yeah, that's It's About Time, right?
Yeah.
These are the only ones that they had that day, but I figured, man, for $10 a piece, it's kind of like kind of dumb not to.
Yeah, especially they're probably originally 30 or something, or 25.
32, I think. I think they were like $32.99 or something, or some weird number like that.
Especially now they're out of print, so
yeah,
they're worth a lot more than $10 now.
Well, there's some links down in my description of this video for them on Amazon. You can still get them through like third-party Amazon. They're about 25 a piece, so not too terrible, but they'll only get higher from here unless they get 4Ks.
Yeah, so get them now. Get them while you can.
So I bought this one because I kind of did it backwards, and I think I even watched the worst one first, but I went ahead and got Freeway.
Oh, okay.
I had got Freeway 2, and I had talked about that in my Orbit Haul video at back before Christmas. And somebody awesome in the community, most people know him as Hangman from Captain Horror.
Yeah.
He reached out because I had said in my video that I got Freeway 2, and they didn't have Freeway 1, but I didn't want to order Freeway 1 because I wanted to get it with the slipcover and everything. So he was really cool and sent me a slipcover.
Oh, nice.
To go with it, so that way they both fit into the new box that I got for them, because I went ahead and got the double box.
I do want to get that double box.
I figure this will look really nice in the background. So,
have you watched the second one yet?
I watched the second one right after I brought it home from Orbit. So yeah, I've seen it and I liked it. Yeah. But I heard that one was better. Yeah. So if I've watched the worst one first, I'm actually like pretty excited about this one.
Yeah. The second one is batshit crazy. It's fun, but yeah, the first one's a lot better. But they're both good. So yeah, if you like the second one, you're gonna like the first one.
Yeah, like I was telling my mom that I had picked this one up and that we had already watched the second one. And she's like, oh, I didn't know there was a second one, but I knew about Freeway. She was like, I remember Freeway. She's like, but I didn't know there was a second one.
I honestly didn't know there was a second one either until they announced it at Vinegar Syndrome. I had no idea. But
that's one of those hidden gems you get from Vinegar Syndrome.
Yeah, Holland, I agree. I do want to say, Chris C, the slasher dude, thank you. He congratulated me on 900
Yes,
subscribers.
yes. Congratulations on the 900, and I do apologize to the chat. I'm gonna try to get this fixed next time. I might just have to use my cell phone from here on out, I guess.
Yeah. Jeff can't see the chat, so I'll be reading the chat from time to time. I also want to shout out Fish is in here. How you doing, Fish? I see Fish is going to be on Fans of Something, so I'm
Yes.
excited to see
Ah.
that. And then I saw who else? Someone came in. Mark's in here. Then I can't see
Hey,
past
Mark.
that. Yeah, Mark's in here. Anybody else? Miss Caveman popped in. So
Hey.
welcome, guys. Welcome.
Now I believe this one was a suggestion from you.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see.
And the slipcover on this is a beauty. But it was a 4K for their 4K sale.
Yeah, Madman.
And this is a beautiful slipcover. Now you can be honest with me. I'm gonna watch it either way. Is this one of those, the slipcovers nicer than the movie?
So man, it's hard to say because it's definitely a fun movie. It's probably one of the better movies they have released, but that's not saying much. It's a fun slasher, you know.
Okay, well, I mean, I like B-rated horror movies. I have a good time with those. If I know that's what I'm getting when I go into it, I usually don't come out disappointed.
Yeah. I think,
but I know a lot of times Vinegar Syndrome will make a really nice box for a real piece of poop.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and that's the thing.
And like, there are some people that will give you suggestions just to see if you'll buy them and put the movie in your collection. So
yeah, because I have that on Blu-ray, but I did not upgrade it just because I like it, but I was like, I don't really need to.
You don't like it like that.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, hey, for $20 for a first-time pickup for me, I figured it was probably decent.
Oh, and that one, yeah, and that edition's 10 times better than the one I have. But
there isn't a regular Blu-ray in it though, so it is 4K disc only.
Yeah. So yeah, I might get it further down the line. But yeah, for the price, you can't beat it.
Oh, dude, these boxes are dope. I've never seen them like this before. Okay, so this one was a Garrett suggestion, and I've never seen a box like this. This is dope. Unmasking the Idol, and it has a little cutout in the bottom, and it's super like nice and hard and meaty. But
their packaging is top.
That's nice. Now I know this is like a kind of like a spoof James Bond style movie. So like it's kind of it's very B-rated, but it's kind of like in the style of like James Bond.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of excited to check this one out. Man, this is a really nice slipcover. I've never seen any of them this is probably my first one from Vinegar Syndrome like that.
Oh, nice.
But then there's a second one, and this was another suggestion from you, and that is a Billy Banks movie.
Yeah, man. There's something about Billy Banks movies. They're not great, but they're so much fun.
Yeah. Well, I mean, because I think they put this one on sale one day, and then they put I didn't get the other one of his. They have Talons of the Falcon.
Yeah, Talons of the Falcon. Yeah.
Because they had that on sale the next day, and I'm like, well, I've never really watched one of his things.
Yeah.
And like, I might not want to go like super deep into Billy Banks, but I'll try a Billy Banks. I'll try one. But this is another one that has that really nice hard box. I like that. Like they don't make them like that, and really good artwork too. Yeah. I guess you can just decide whichever side you want to be the front. But these are pretty cool. I don't know what they call these. These are the VSAs. Okay. So these, I guess, were my first two VSAs.
Yeah, man, I get so confused with them and their labels that they do over there. So,
well, that's why I got the ones that I got in terms of like these, and I don't even know if I got the right ones or if they sent me all the ones that I ordered. I'm gonna have to look because it doesn't look like I got the right stuff, or maybe I did, and it was confusing trying to figure out what hard plastic to get for their hard cardboard. Well, it looks like I'm down to the last one that I scooped from them, which seemed to be one that everybody joked about. And I watched this ahead of time as well, but I still scooped it because they kept I don't know, they just kept shoving it down our throat. Uh, and that was Last Gasp.
What is Last Gasp? I don't know what that is.
Yeah. So they kept putting this on sale every day. Like, I don't know. It was on sale like 3 times that week for $10.
All right, so they wanted it gone.
with slip. Now, I watched this. It's on Tubi.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah. But for $10, I mean, the slipcover is pretty much nice enough anyways.
Oh yeah.
But it's got what's that guy's name? I'm gonna read it because I don't want to say it wrong. Robert Patrick from T2.
Oh, nice. He's in that.
He's the lead actor in it. And it's definitely one of those like late night, we're gonna show it on Cinemax or HBO. Like, it's a super B-rated movie. I think from like 95. So super B cheese from the middle of the 90s. But I liked it. I went and I watched it, and then I'm like, oh, okay, it's gonna go off sale at noon. Before noon hits, I'm gonna go on there and make sure I scoop it for the $10. Because it's not like the best movie, but I mean Robert Patrick's pretty cool. So
I'm sure it sounds like it has a lot of charm. That's one thing about these Vinegar Syndrome movies that are coming, the ones that they're releasing from the 90s. They have, like the average person isn't gonna be like, oh wow, this is great, but it, like, for us, we're gonna be like, this has so much charm that it's just fun to watch.
Yeah, I mean, like nowadays they would skip right over like the one topless scene and probably play this on like USA or Sci-Fi.
Yeah.
That's exactly what this is, which is fine. Like, you gotta have a handful of those in your collection. You just have to. You just have to. Yeah. But that's everything that I got. I mean, I guess it's not that small. It's a pretty big stack there. Some good stuff in there, I think.
Yeah, man.
Maybe some stink.
Man, I still have not watched it. It's called Blades. I got that when it first came out, and I still have not watched it just because I'm so, like, I bought it and I was excited, but it's basically a Jaws ripoff, but it's about like a lawnmower on a golf course. So I'm just like, why did I buy this? But I have a feeling I'm gonna watch it and have like just the greatest time with it. Has anybody seen Blades out there? Or did I make a huge mistake and should have waited for a sale for that one? Because I bought it when it first came out.
What is it? Is it Vinegar Syndrome?
It's Vinegar Syndrome. Yeah. Blades. It came out about 2 years ago. Another one that's really good is Ticks from them.
Yeah, so, I've seen that one go up on their. I think they did like a VSU day or something. Well, that 6-String Samurai, I chose that over Ticks because I wanted like the big, nice magnetic box and all that. Mm-hmm. And I was like, well, Ticks, they'll put it on sale on Sunday for their 4K sale as well. And they did not. They did not. That's how I ended up with Madman. Because I would have probably got Ticks and not thought twice about it.
Well, and last I checked, they have a lot of Ticks left.
Yeah. And so that's another, Ticks is another one like Miami Connection, right? Or T2 or Texas Chainsaw 2.
Yeah.
It's like a side loader with a slip and all that.
I believe so. It's been a while since I took a look at it, but yeah, I think so. Like I said, I get confused with their packaging and like what's coming, like what's coming and in what.
I think they get confused with their packaging, and that's why they start up new lines. They're like, oh, well, we could do one more piece of cardboard. All right, VSB, Z, like they just come up with whatever they can just to throw another piece of cardboard on there. But I mean, it's the nicest packaging in the game. It really is. I mean, this is a really nice one. And from what I understand, I didn't know this. I think you told me actually that this was limited to 1,000 if you didn't buy it with the 2 movies already. They were only selling 1,000 singles.
Yeah, because I remember you were telling me that you're like, oh yeah, there's about 600 left, blah, blah, blah. And then I checked and I was like, yeah, but if you buy it singly, there's only like 300 left. And this was, months,
So
That
that's
was
why I
good.
went ahead like that day when you were like, "Oh, there's only 300." I'm like, "Oh, wait, of the empty box? Okay,
Yeah.
$10. There we
Yeah.
go. No big deal." Like, I'd rather do it now because you know that people are going to put just this box on eBay for $50 to $80.
Oh, probably more than that. Yeah.
But a lot of people got mad about that because they said that that means that they released more of Freeway 1 and 2 standard slip covers.
Hmm.
Said that it took the count down.
Oh, I
But I'm not
see.
really sure how it takes the count down. They know how many of these boxes they sold.
Mhm.
So that's really what you would be going for at that point. If you have the box, that would be your proof of the box or whatever. I don't
Yeah.
really know much about people's mindset and vinegar syndrome. Like I said, until this stack, I only got things that I had heard of before,
Yeah.
except for Freeway 2 when I was at Orbit, because I just needed to bring home a vinegar syndrome, I thought.
Yeah. One of
Like,
one of my favorite titles from there is Rush Week. That's a pretty cool slasher, but I really enjoyed Rush Week.
yeah. I know one that I want to get is The Fear, but I want it with the slipcover, and it's been out of print for longer than I knew who Vinegar Syndrome was.
Are you talking about Fear with like the wooden guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have that.
Yeah. I like that movie, and I didn't know who Vinegar Syndrome was when they released it, or I'd have that movie.
Yeah. Yeah, and then they have a second one. I never knew they had a second one. Fear 2.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
The Fear 2, yeah.
I can't The Return, maybe? Fear the Return?
Fear the Return, yeah. I really want to get Southern Comfort. I'm a big fan of Walter Hill, so I am looking into getting that one.
Yeah, and that new Existenz or whatever, that proves that they can sell 10,000 quick.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that one quick, really fast.
So I'm sure Southern Comfort's the next one.
Yeah,
right out the door.
Mm-hmm.
So, because the other one, another one that I missed because I didn't know who Vinegar Syndrome was. They did Drop Dead Fred, and I liked that one too. So,
yeah.
but if I'm gonna go with like my favorites like those, I want the slipcover in the works. So,
yeah. Drop Dead Fred and Dead Heat are ones that came out beginning of last year, I believe, and I got those right away.
I got Dead Heat last summer. I think they did a sale, and that's when I picked up Dead Heat and Tammy and the T-Rex just 4K plain Janes, which I had already seen Tammy and the T-Rex. That wasn't a blind buy. You could watch that entire movie inside of a video game.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah. It's High on Life. It's made by the guys that made Rick and Morty, and you can sit down in the living room and change the TV to 4 different movies, and you could sit there in game and watch the movie. So I sat there and watched the entire Tammy and the T-Rex, and then I'm like, I think I'm going to go ahead and buy that before they sell it all out.
That's funny, man. They're always, for some reason, they show it like once a year at the theater near me.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's weird. Yeah. My theater shows like old, like random movies like that. Like every Tuesday they have a thing called Cinematary where they show like different horror movies. So like this Tuesday is going to be Maniac, and then the following Tuesday after that is going to be Funhouse.
Okay. Well, that's cool. Shoot, man, mine do stuff like that, but it's usually in the summertime for like kids movies and stuff to give the kids stuff to do while school's out. And it's like, how many times am I going to go see Madagascar 2 in the theater and be happy about it? Come on, guys. Yeah,
man. My local theater was showing Five Goes West. And I was like, man, I haven't seen Five Goes West in forever. And I really wanted to go. I was like, I don't think I should be going there. It's like me and a bunch of little kids. Like, they're like,
it's gonna be a whole bunch of 12-year-olds.
Not even two. It's probably like much younger. So they're like, what is?
Well, I don't know. I don't know though. I mean, how many would get that nostalgia bug? There might be a couple, 25, 30-year-olds in there sitting there like, yeah, Five Goes West.
Yeah. Well, either that or it's people my age taking their kids to go see it, and everyone has a kid, and I'm just like the guy who's like, "What's up? I'm here to watch Five Goes West."
I'm this person's uncle.
Yeah. Yeah. They walk up. Yeah, they walk up. They're like, "Which one's yours?" I'm like, "I haven't chosen yet." And then just walk away.
I mean, dude, so I assume me and you are probably about the same age because we seem to have a lot of the same nostalgia for a lot of the same things.
Yeah, I was born 88.
Okay, and I was born in '89, so that makes a lot of sense. Okay, I was gonna say because like all the time you're always talking about like this movie or that movie
Yeah.
with like the pinnacle of your childhood, and I'm like, man, did we like share the same VHS movies or what?
Yeah.
Because nobody talks like Little Giants. There, nobody talks about that.
Nobody talks about it, man. And it's coming up as 30-year anniversary, and I hope more people talk about it. But I noticed there's like a trend. They'll talk about it if it's gonna get a new release. So if it gets like a nice Blu-ray release or a 4K, then people will start visiting it. They'll be, oh, I need to get this, and then all of a sudden all the fans will be, oh, this is my favorite movie, this and that. So it's like
Right.
I'm glad I'm able to talk about things like this before it hits, and hopefully they do hit like this, like Hand the Rock's a Cradle. Nobody really talks about that, and same with like Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead. That's another one that I feel like not a lot of people were talking about for a while. So
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of one of those things you put it into the ethos and make things happen.
yeah.
So and Little Giants, if it just got like even a really nice DVD collector's edition box set type something or other, man, I'd be all over that because we ain't had a good release of that movie in a long time.
No, man, and it sucks too because there's it's on Blu-ray, but it's like a what is it called? A pirate version. But
Right.
It's like I want to get it, but then I don't want to get it, but it would be cool to have it. I might just get it just to see how the company is. And hey, man, if they're not going to release them, then I gotta get them somewhere. But I love this movie, and I love to I suggest it to people all the time.
So I don't really mess with bootlegs too often, but every once in a while I feel like, man, if I buy this bootleg, maybe they'll actually make a real one.
Yeah.
Like I kind of feel like I'm doing something still to help them release it.
Yeah. See, and that's the thing. I don't have any bootlegs at all. But if I did buy a bootleg, if they released like a real version, I would definitely get the real version.
Yeah, I bought one, and it was the Texas Chainsaw Massacre Netflix movie because I'm afraid that Netflix is going to remove it, and then I won't have a way to watch it because they did that to Return to Sleepaway Camp.
Oh man,
that was originally a Netflix original. That was Netflix's very first original movie. Was
really?
Return to Sleepaway Camp, and then Magnet got the DVD rights to it, and now I mean you can find it for like $25-$30, but I mean who wants to spend $25-$30 on Return to Sleepaway Camp? I just want to watch it. I don't want to spend $30 on it.
Yeah, you were a fan of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre on Netflix?
Yeah, I mean I liked it.
I was because I liked it a lot. I thought it was really fun.
There was a couple things that I'm like, man, that was a little much for plot armor, but like the whole all up in the air, and then she still has enough power to like shoot a shotgun. I got a shotgun. Like if my guts are laying all over the ground, I ain't got enough willpower to like hold that thing up and blast off. But I mean, besides that, that bus kill, one of the best things in horror in the last 5 years.
Yeah,
that bus scene.
See, I was going into that movie to watch fun kills, and that's what I got. So
yeah. I wasn't really expecting it to do very, very much for the lore.
Yeah.
I mean, most of them don't. Most of them just mess it up more.
Yeah. I do want to shout out what's his name here. Khalil Daly's in the house. But I also want to say, what is it? Oh, Christy the Slasher Dude. He's talking about Broken Arrow. Broken Arrow is a phenomenal John Woo action movie.
I was gonna say that's John Woo, right? Probably 97, 98.
That was probably 95 because that came out before Face Off.
Okay, I couldn't remember if it was before or after. I know they were basically kind of back to back for John Travolta.
Yeah. I think that one came out right before Face Off. So like the year before Face Off. So probably maybe 96. I can't remember.
Okay, yeah. I always watched it growing up. I mean, it was a 90s action movie, and my dad loved action movies. So whether it was a good one or a bad one, it played in the house at least enough for me to know what it was.
Dude, I just watched, I bought it last year. It's called, it's a Kino Lorber. So if it goes on sale, I highly recommend it. It's an early 90s action movie with a football player called Steve Bosworth. It's a movie called Stone Cold. So he's like a cop, and he joins this biker gang. And the bad guy, or like the leader of this gang is Lance Hendrickson. I watched it and I was like, dude, this is so badass. Like it was an awesome early 90s action movie where I'm like, how have I never seen this before? Like I've heard of it like within the last like 5 years or so, but I finally watched it like around Christmas and I was like, dude, I've been missing out on this movie my whole life. That was actually my favorite release of last year, was that Kino version of Stone Cold.
Shoot. I don't know. See, I had that happen. I was watching a movie for a stream, and I've had it in my collection for a handful of years. A buddy of mine had told me to pick it up, and I remember it came out when it came out, probably like 2010, 2011. But District 9. You ever seen that movie? Dude,
I saw it in theaters. Yeah.
Why did I sleep on that for so long? That movie was so good. Like,
yeah.
I'm like, nobody, and like, I don't recall anybody ever really telling me to go check it out and watch it and everything. It was just kind of like one of those ones that flew by in the wind.
Yeah, like I feel like a lot of his movies, they come out, people like them, then they just kind of disappear. Because he did that Elysium movie, and he also did Chappie. You remember that movie, Chappie?
Yeah.
But he was actually supposed to do the new RoboCop movie, but he dropped out. They were supposed to do it was called RoboCop Returns, and it was supposed to be a direct sequel to RoboCop 1 with I can't think of his name now, but Peter Weller. But I don't. It went in development hell, and he left it. I think there's like, creative differences.
That would have been fun though. Yeah. It probably would. I haven't seen the new one still, the one with Michael Keaton in it. It's about 10 years old now.
The one with Michael Keaton.
Yeah, it's a remake.
Oh yeah. I'm sorry. I'm thinking of District 9 still. I was like,
no. RoboCop. Yeah.
RoboCop. Yeah. So
I started seeing that. I have it, but I've still not got around to watching it.
So I saw it in theaters because I'm a big RoboCop fan. It was okay. I think if Michael Keaton wasn't in it, I'd probably like it a lot less. But it was fun to watch. But man, the original, you can't touch the original.
Yeah. I mean, I love the original RoboCop. I bought that new game that came out and everything because I'm like, yeah, they got all the right voice actors back for it and everything.
Yeah, man, that game looked awesome. I don't play video games, but I saw a trailer for that. Like, dude, I would love to watch someone play. Like me, I'm somebody who likes to watch people play video games. So,
well, I'll take that into consideration. I might actually get on there and play it then because I do a little bit of playing on here. So.
Yeah, I saw somebody mentioned. Dr. Giggles. I think it was Chris C. the Slasher dude. Definitely gotta get some Dr. Giggles.
Dude, Dr. Giggles is awesome. You threw me on that one, and dude, that was a fun time. That was a fun time. See, so you got me into that one and Arachnophobia.
Arachnophobia,
both those, and that was a really nice surprise because I had never seen either one of them.
Oh man,
so,
yeah, they were both movies that I watched from my childhood. I tried. I was going to get The Hand That Rocks the Cradle and send it with that. But I couldn't find it at the time. It was only for some reason I could only find the DVD, so I ended up throwing in Arachnophobia. Because if anybody doesn't know, I did a earlier last year, one of my first videos. I did a Dr. Giggles review when when Scream Factory released their that release of it. I did a giveaway, and Jeff won that giveaway, and I sent it to him. I sent him that, and I sent him the Arachnophobia. And
and we won't forget to mention that that Dr. Giggles had a really cool custom slipcover made by Side Hustle.
Yeah, man. As soon as they announced Dr. Giggles, and it was like they were just kind of like, oh, here's this, and they kind of threw it out at us. I was like, what the hell, man? This, like, because people have been, it was out of print for about 10 years, and people really wanted it, and then they just kind of like threw it. I don't know. They were very disrespectful to the release. So I was like, dude, this has to get a slipcover. But,
it's definitely one that deserves it. I mean, it's a good movie. Like,
yeah, it's it's one. It's like another one. Like, actually, dude, I really wish that Dr. Giggles would have went to like Vinegar Syndrome.
Yeah, they would have made a really cool box out of it and the whole works.
Mm-hmm. They would have given it like the red carpet treatment,
I mean, there's always still 4K for it.
True, very true.
So I try not to count out too much.
Yeah.
I mean, I still tiptoe around new release Blu-rays.
Yeah.
Just because I see what they be doing to us. Hey, 9 months later, here's the 4K.
Yeah, I know.
And it's like, come on, guys, stop that. Because they already know that it's the same people buying it again.
Yeah.
They're just getting us twice.
This is a good movie, but I know that Vinegar Syndrome. God, you've seen Vinegar Syndrome. What the hell's it? Scream Factory. We're playing games with people, but I bought it like day one. I bought this, but this is such a good thriller. Unlawful entry.
Now they haven't put the rest of them back up again, right? Because every time I go to the website to check, it still says 1650. But from what I understood, they decided they were going to up that. They were going to increase that to 2500 or something like that, or 2300. Or
yes, and they went back on sale today because I got an email. So
today, okay, because I was looking out for that because I'm like, wait, that sold out really quick. Everybody wanted that movie. So
and what's weird about this is in a different category as all their other site exclusives. Like this is the best title that they've released as a site exclusive. So I don't know where their head was. I don't know if this was a plan or whatnot, but this is definitely something that I can see Kino doing maybe a 4K later on or somebody else.
Yeah,
I'm just glad it's on.
Because everybody kind of said that everybody was kind of saying that movie got disrespected with how it was released. It should have been one that was put in the stores and given the slipcover treatment and the whole works, or at least got Shout Select, or it is Shout Select, isn't it?
I don't know. It's on on Instagram. It's on the Scream Factory, but I don't know.
Okay.
Like, they kind of blur the lines over there. So to me, it's the same thing. But yeah,
it is
definitely good. It's a good movie, and you know what? Obviously this is a sought out movie since it sold out so fast, and now it's back, and I guarantee you it's not going to sell out again. Like now that they have the extra 1,000. I think people got the excitement's over for it, but it's a really good movie. It was $30. It was $30. Movies being so expensive now, but that's honestly for site exclusives. That's the only one that's actually worth the $30 if you're going to pay $30 price tag for that.
Well, I mean, to be fair, the reason why I started like going back into like messing around with movies as heavy as I am nowadays, like I always still got me a new release movie here or there, or picked up a couple from the thrift store. But it got to where buying games was getting too expensive. I mean, those things are $75 a pop now. So crazy. it's like for that I can get like 3 movies most of the time,
Man, I'm a big
and that's if I'm buying new release ones.
Yeah, I'm a big Steelbook guy, man, and they're coming out $40 now. And it's like, damn, I want it, but it's like if I keep buying it, then I'm part of the problem. They're gonna keep selling it to me for that because they keep buying it. Same with man. Scream Factory makes me mad so much. I don't know if you. I had an unboxing for my Child's Play. It was the Chucky 4 through 7 set.
Yeah,
and man. It came down. I was not happy with it, but they end up sending me a whole new thing because I think I don't know if they watched my video, but I was very upset with them in the video. But yeah, man, I'm like, and I bought the most expensive set from them. And what they do is they send it out. If you get the biggest set, they send it to you last. And I freaking hate that. That should be the first sets to come out.
Because it's almost like they package the boxes all the way down the line, and they just do all the items. Okay, well now this is all that comes in this package. Ship it up, and then they just these 12 are getting these ones. All right, but they should go like most to least and ship it out.
Yeah, I paid like $200 something for that. Mine should have been one of the first ones out. But
you should have been able to start talking about it before anybody really had them.
Exactly, and I told myself, I was like, okay, no more of these big sets, and now I got freaking Darkman coming. It's like they always do that.
But it's Darkman. It's Darkman.
It is Darkman. I'm a big Darkman fan, but I'm not gonna. I see people getting theirs in. I'm not gonna get mine. So I think last time I got my Chucky set like maybe I think 2-3 weeks after everybody else.
See, and I've never really done like the only Scream Factory pre-order I've ever done was Life Force. And that's only because I had just started here. Like I had already had some Scream Factories on my shelf on Blu-ray. I didn't really know about boutiques and all this type of deal. We just bought movies. Mm-hmm. We just bought movies that we liked, like Tales from the Crypt and all that. Like the Scream Factories, my Walmart would carry Scream Factory Blu-rays every once in a while. Mm-hmm. So I have a handful. But it wasn't until about the time Life Force was coming out and I started watching all the YouTubers and stuff was talking about it. I'm like, oh, somebody somewhere got me on this FOMO kick on if I want Life Force with a slipcover, I better pre-order it.
Oh yeah.
And then when I started realizing that wasn't really that big of a deal, I'm like, okay, I don't know if I'm going to pre-order. I might just wait until like a couple weeks after, because I started noticing that everything goes on sale. And for the most part, you can still get your slips within the first, couple months. So I'm trying not to let FOMO eat me up, because I like to get a lot of stuff as it is already.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm somebody who I definitely like getting the slipcover. So, so if something doesn't come with a slip, I don't have to buy it day one. Like I'm not a day one buyer anymore. But something like man, I don't collect pins. But if it's for something for like Child's Play, I'll get those pins. And of course, in my mind, that's probably why it's taking so long. They're waiting for those stupid freaking pins. But,
right.
And of course, the Darkman comes with pins. So, but yeah, I hope
Because you got the one with you got the Darkman with the really nice steelbook, right?
Yeah, it comes with both.
Yeah. Oh, okay, dude, that's gonna be tight.
Yeah, even though I don't need 2 copies, but it's one of those things where it's like, I don't do it all the time, but when it's something I really like, it's something random like that. So like they did Halloween, I probably wouldn't do it because I have enough copies of Halloween. But they do something random that's not really released. Just like I have that big box set of Mario Brothers from '93 coming in. Like that's I guarantee you that's the last time that's going to get released. Because there's not a big calling for it, but
now that's a 4K, right?
It's a 4K. Yeah, it's a fun movie from my childhood. I prefer that movie.
Oh, dude, I love '93 Mario. I have the DVD over here because that's all we have here.
Yeah, that's all we
DVD.
have. Yeah, I know. Yeah.
But I was a little tiptoey about getting the Mario Brothers, just because of, one, how expensive it was, and 2, I've never messed with it's Umbrella, right?
Yeah, man.
I've never messed with Umbrella. Now I know it's 4K, so it's region free, but most of their Blu-rays are region free too, as well, right?
They are. They say they're not, but they are.
Okay.
Yes, but the only thing that sucks, man, it was like I think so. So the big package was $100. At the end, when I went to go check out with shipping, it was gonna be 140. I was like, I'm gonna pay $40 for shipping, but I was able. Garrett had a code and it took off like $15. But I was like, man, shipping it was $40 for shipping.
That's where I'm starting to like check out Diabolic DVD a little more often.
Oh yeah,
and I always check Orbit out too. Anyways, like I was checking Orbit out because they're. Yeah, Orbit's technically my local store, so I was checking them out before anybody's really talking about them and everything. But like, but I try to stick with what's released in the U.S.
Same here.
So I don't fall down too many rabbit holes, man. Like, if I can have access to it all, I'm gonna want it all. Like, so it's like if I stick with just Region A, then I'll be okay. But then you don't get all the movies. That's why I'm still rocking the Hitcher 2008 on HD DVD, because there's not a US Blu-ray of it.
Yeah, and you know what they did with that big set for Mario Brothers is that the only way to get that set was from their site. It was a site exclusive, so I couldn't get it from Diabolic. Because believe me, when it was $40 shipping, I checked everywhere. I messaged a lot of people. You can get the smaller set, but you can't get the big set. That's not even
the big set comes with like the steelbook, and like it has like a book and stuff with it too, don't it? Like an art book, or like
it comes with like the script.
Okay. I knew it was like a big thick book, but I wasn't sure what was all in it.
Yeah, I'm not really sure everything that's in it. I just bought it, but I'm glad.
I mean, it's Mario.
Yeah, it's Mario. And
that's like Mario, y'all.
and like I said, it's been 30 years, and we just now getting out of this, and I guarantee you, we're not going to see it get anything else. Like this is probably the end all be all of Mario.
I mean, we're pretty much to that with a lot of movies at this point. Like Red Eye, when it came out last year, I jumped on that day one because I've been holding on to the DVD since like 2006.
Same here. Yeah.
And are we going to get it any other way? Probably not. No. We're probably getting that Paramount Presents with the Blu-ray 4K combo. They didn't even release a standard Blu-ray. Mm-hmm. You have to buy 4K if you want anything better than DVD. Yeah. That's okay for me. It should be okay for anybody that just wants the movie, but we're not going to get any other release of it. They're just always going to sell it that way because that's what's going to be easiest for them to do it. No new SKU. I mean, but and Paramount's even one that I actually trust to release physical media because they do. Like they release their Paramount Plus stuff. Like their paranormal movie that was on streaming came to physical. So I mean, they actually do support it.
Yeah, and Paramount, they do a good job of they have their Paramount Plus of breakdown was really nice. And when it was Blu-ray, but when they release it on 4K, I'm gonna buy it because I'm a huge fan of breakdown. And like you said, like Paramount Plus, Paramount does some good work over there, and it's nice.
Yeah, the only thing I'm not liking about Paramount, but I can't complain because it wasn't really a big deal, you know, I don't know, 15 years ago when I was first starting off with Blu-rays. Paramount is now cutting costs by just giving you only a 4K disc.
Yeah. Yep.
And the reason why I don't like that is because I don't have 4K players in all my houses. And like, if I was going to buy the new Turtles movie, like I would want the Blu-ray and the 4K so the kids can watch it in other rooms of the house and that kind of thing.
Same here. And I've explained this before. I like getting the 4K and Blu-ray because nobody I know has a 4K.
Yeah.
So,
and I let friends borrow movies and stuff like that. So it's easier to have Blu-rays because most people nowadays at least have a Blu-ray player.
Yeah.
That's about all you can buy anyways.
Yeah. And it's like, because like, you know, I'll go hang out with friends and they know I have like all the movies. So they're like, hey, bring over, 5 movies. Let's see, what's going on. So it's like, I'd like to bring over, all these, I'd like to bring over like these 4Ks, but it's like they don't have 4K players. Nobody knows. Like I have an uncle who has
nobody wants me to bring my player over too.
I well, and that's the thing too. It's like DVDs are still the #1 seller because it's the average person will go to the store and they're going to see 4K for $30. They're going to see a Blu-ray for $25, and then they're going to see a DVD for $17, and they're like, okay, I'm going to get this. My uncle has a 4K player and he's still watching DVDs in it. Like he still buys DVDs.
I do a lot of rental cabins in my area, like Airbnbs and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. I do like internet and TV and stuff like that, satellite internet and whatnot, right? So I'm in a lot of Airbnbs. A lot of them that I go to, they went to Walmart and they bought the LG or the Sony 4K player. Mm-hmm. And then you'll look at their bookcase and they have a whole bunch of DVDs, or they have like their like a lot of them store them in like their dinette seats. Like they get they get like the wraparound seats, and then like the seats open up, so they'll stack their movies in there, and it's usually all DVDs, but they spent all this money on this expensive player. And I finally asked one of the guys one time, I'm like, why do I go into all these cabins and they do that? He said, well, mainly we want to give our renters something to watch, but we also want them to be able to bring whatever they want to bring to watch as well. But we're not spending all that money on 4K discs because they're going to get damaged anyways. We're just buying DVDs.
Yeah. And I completely understand that from their perspective. Like, people steal them.
Now, I also wonder, because nobody talks about this, and I just wonder if it's because like nobody thinks about it. So, like you got like Mega Mike, he does his by the numbers every week, right? Where he shows his little pie chart, and like DVDs is like 50%.
Yeah.
And then, so what if Redbox wasn't buying DVDs to stock the red boxes? Would that DVD percentage go lower?
Walmart is packed with DVDs though.
I mean, I get that, but like, like most of the red boxes I go to don't even want to carry. Most of them don't even have Blu-rays anymore. They just have DVDs.
Oh, really? Okay.
So like most of mine never got 4K. When I started seeing on the internet a couple years ago, Redbox carrying 4K now.
Oh, wow. I didn't know they did.
None of the red boxes around me ever carried 4K, and most of the new releases, there's just stock in DVDs in there. Okay. So I'm wondering how much DVD sales are accounted for by Redbox buying copies of them to stock their red boxes.
Yeah, you know what?
And how many enthusiasts actually have upgraded to Blu-ray? Mm-hmm. Like maybe most people that are buying movies for home are actually buying Blu-ray. and you got like rental places or like red boxes. There's not a lot of rental places, but you got places like that, or even Gamefly rents DVDs even. So you got places like that. Yeah. So you got places like that.
Is Gamefly still around?
Yeah, Gamefly's still around.
Oh wow, okay.
And they do movies and DVDs and stuff on there. So I'm wondering how much that accounts for the purchase of DVDs. If they were to cut out the third parties that are renting and basically renting DVDs, if they cut that out, would the pie get a little bigger for 4K Blu-ray? Because I feel like most people that I know at least buy Blu-rays nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
Because they take up less shelf space, and the price difference between a Blu-ray and a DVD usually isn't much, and the DVD is in there and a digital copy. And most people I know, they'll take that Blu-ray, they'll watch it one time, they'll take that digital, add it to Apple, and then their Blu-ray goes to the thrift store, and I go get it.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's a good theory.
I just wonder, because I said something to Mike about that, and he was like, "I'd rather not talk about that." I was like, "Okay, no big deal." But I'm just wondering, because I feel like all of us that are on here on YouTube talking about movies, we all talk about the same thing. We all talk about you should buy Blu-rays,
Mm-hmm.
But in real life, like when I look around and I see my friends that do partake in buying a movie here and a movie there, most of them aren't really messing with DVD.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering how much of that DVD number would actually get cut down if that was the case. And I wonder if they just went ahead and stopped doing DVDs separately. If they just started doing Blu-rays and 4Ks, and the Blu-rays always came with DVDs and the 4Ks just came with 4K discs, if that would boost the sales of Blu-rays.
Yeah. Well, and have you noticed that they've done it to like 2 or 3 releases? The release, it's a Blu-ray, but it's coming in a DVD case.
Like
DVD-sized case.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I have all those.
Yeah. Okay. So my theory is that they're trying to trick people into buying these, thinking that they're DVDs and they're actually going to be Blu-rays, and then that's going to get them hooked onto Blu-rays. But I'm not sure that's going to work.
I don't know if that's as much the case as they're trying to kind of get people into the format, but because like I have this little stack of them back here. Because they're DVD cases, they would just assume that most people that have been buying movies for the last 20 years bought DVDs, that they would just kind of fit nicely into their collection. For people like me and you that have been buying Blu-rays and 4Ks for the last 6 to 10 years, DVDs stick out like a sore thumb now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I keep my DVDs separate from everything else. I mean, I separate by format anyways, just because when I have people come over that want to look through my movies and maybe borrow something, I can say, well, that's my 4K wall. You don't have a way to play that stuff.
Yeah.
You can just you can go over to this bookcase and spin my Blu-ray tower and you can borrow stuff from that because you can watch that. It makes it easier for me to share my collection that way.
Mm-hmm.
Just because, like you said, how many of our friends have 4K players and are enthusiasts?
Yeah.
They're really not. Most of my friends that have 4K players have them in their PS5s, PlayStations, and Xboxes, and don't even know it. Don't even know they could watch 4K. Oh, that plays 4K? I had no idea.
Yeah. Well, and I have a friend. Like, I'm not good with video game systems, but he has a system that plays 4Ks. But like sometimes it plays 4Ks and sometimes it doesn't. So is there like certain kind of 4Ks that don't play in it, or like what? Like I don't understand because I just got this 4K, but it doesn't play in this one. But this one does. It's like, okay, well,
it's probably Xbox because that's what I tend to have the most problems with. And what's bad about that is back in like 2016, I would have sold anybody on an Xbox as a 4K player because it was $300 and 4K players were $1,000. I would have sold anybody. Like my first 4K player was the Xbox One S. Like I got the Gears of War one when it came out back in like 2016. And I used that bad boy all the way up until I stumbled into a Sony player at a thrift shop.
Oh wow, okay.
And I just went from Xbox to Xbox and I never had a problem. Well, now I got like my new setup going on, and like my Xbox has problems. Like I got this Resident Evil box set right here, right? I tried to watch it in my Xbox, and every like couple minutes the screen would go black, but the audio would stay on, and the screen would just be black. Took the disc out because I bought it secondhand at McKay's, I think, I don't know, the digital codes were still good, so I don't know how secondhand it really was, but so just in case, I was like, well, I'll put it in the PlayStation, check it out, no problems. Watched through the first 4, and I didn't finish 5 and 6, but I watched through most of the box set, and the PlayStation didn't skip a beat at all. But every single one of those Resident Evil 4Ks I put in my Xbox, black screen every 3 minutes for about 15 seconds.
Right.
You don't want to watch a movie like that.
Yeah.
And I think it has to do with dual layered discs, like dual layered 4K discs. The drives that are in the consoles aren't really made to
handle
it, because most of the time you're putting a game in there, and what it does is it rips the game to your hard drive and it never really spins again. So they're not really made to playback. I mean, I watch if I'm watching standard Blu-rays or 4Ks without Dolby Vision, it's going in the PS5 anyways, and I have zero problems with it. But if it's a Dolby Vision disc, it goes in the Sony player, because the consoles don't do Dolby Vision. So, I mean, you get Dolby Vision from the Xbox if you stream, but then it just becomes like a cherry pick as to what device do you use to watch your movie the best way. I know. And that just gets to be a headache.
And another thing I'm not liking is where they're like, like a 4K doesn't look good, so people, you got to change your settings on your TV or whatnot. It's like,
I hate that.
I have never, like, why? No, I'm not changing my settings. Like, I've never had to do that for any other format. Why?
I have a couple pre-settings that I went in there, and depending on the movie, I might change it from cinema to standard to brighten it a little bit, because sometimes horror movies on 4K are just too dark.
Oh yeah.
Like you just won't see things happen, and it's like, but I know I've watched this movie 100 times. It shouldn't be that dark. Yeah. So you got to brighten it up a little bit, but that's probably like I'm running on an OLED, and from what I understand, OLEDs tend to run a little bit on the darker side anyways, because they try to get those super inky blacks, or I don't know, man. I bought it because it was the right TV for the PS5 when I was going to look for a new TV. I just so happened to get one that was really good for movies too, by accident. Yeah. But it does have like some cons to it. Like I noticed, like sometimes when grain's a little heavy, it seems like it's extra heavy on OLED. Like those pixels turn off, and it's like super fuzzy.
That sucks.
So, and it happens in like some daylight scenes, and like Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, perfect example. Like 5 minutes into the movie, they're driving at the beginning into the town, and all the trees are there, and you can't tell the trees from grain because it's just super grainy, and like a couple shots right there at the beginning. But the rest of the movie looks beautiful. So I assume it's probably just a mixture of like OLED overworking. But I don't know none of that jargon, man. I just turn the TV on, turn the sound up loud, and enjoy it.
Yeah, same here. I see the chat is talking about like wrestling DVDs, because this year they stopped. They're going to stop selling them. I think it'd be. I don't know. Are you into wrestling at all?
I dabble with it. I know who the big ones are.
Okay, so like I think it would be cool if like a Vinegar Syndrome opened up like kind of like a branch where they would like release, like say like their first release was like WrestleMania 3, and it was like this big box set. So like these random pay-per-views get these cool box sets, like Bash at the Beach 96 or something would have like this random box set. I think that'd be really cool, and something that they should look into if they don't want to release stuff themselves. But
dude, that's awesome. You were just mentioned Bash at the Beach 96. I was literally just talking to my wife about how we used to have a VHS tape of Bash at the Beach 97 that my aunt recorded from one of those black boxes you would hook up to your cable box.
Yeah, man.
So you could record pay-per-views. She did Bash at the Beach 97 for me because Lex Luthor was doing a big match that year. I can't remember what it was. Some kind of elimination chamber with weapons, or I don't know, man. WCW was crazy back in the day. They were just trying to get anybody to watch them.
Yeah, man. WCW was what I watched back in the day the most.
Dude, I love WCW. That stuff was fun.
Yeah, man. I'm a big Sting fan. I just got to see him wrestle one last time last Wednesday. He won the tag team titles at AEW, so it was really cool to see him live one last time, because he's retiring on March 3rd. So,
that's awesome, dude.
Yeah,
that's awesome. Yeah, now
So that I was wearing too. I was wearing my WCW hat before, or in the beginning of the stream, I was wearing
right
my
now.
90s WCW.
Now who just released Beyond the Mat? Because didn't that just get a new release?
Yeah, I can't remember who that was.
Because maybe they're going to have some rights to be bringing some stuff over.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, especially
I felt like that was Umbrella or
no, it was
somebody that's pretty popular though.
Yeah, and I can't think of what they are or what they were.
I just remember seeing the big blue logo in the left corner, so it's Australia, right? Somebody from Australia. Usually that's like their ratings tag on the front of the cover.
Yeah, if anybody in the chat knows who released that, let us know. Oh, Laren, yeah, Sting. Favorite, yeah, man. Sting was back in the 90s, man. It was just cool to see this one man army go against like this group of bullies that were just taking out everybody. Yeah, man. 1997 was a fun year to be a wrestling fan, especially a kid watching wrestling fan because Sting was like everybody's hero back then.
Yeah, dude, Sting was awesome.
Yeah,
I used to have a pink Sting shirt when he was standing on it when he had his short blonde.
Yeah, man, his short blonde hair,
cut top. And it was a pink shirt, man. I wore that, I don't know, for many years as like a young into like my teen years. We had cut the sleeves off of it. It was all ripped down the sides.
Dude, that's awesome. I have a Sting, like a pink Sting hat that I wear sometimes. I love it. His Surfer Sting stuff. Yeah.
Right on, man. Yeah, dude. So do you get the opportunity for lots of wrestling shows to come around? Yeah. Or did that one just happen to be one?
Yeah, I live in a big city, so they come here once, twice a year. Like AEW has been like, this is the second time it's been here, so it's been here twice. Like it seems like February it comes. And Tony Khan said that they want to do a pay-per-view here. But they've had a WrestleMania here. I'm in Arizona, so
okay.
So Phoenix is a big city that they like to come to.
Yeah. See, I used to live in Ohio, and they had the Ohio Valley Wrestling.
Yeah, OVW.
Which is where WWE and WCW back in the day, and I'm sure AEW nowadays, they pull a lot of talent from there.
Man, they have
and we used to go to local shows there all the time.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, well, yeah, that's where everybody starts, where John Cena started. I think there's a documentary about OVW. If I'm not on it's like a docuseries. It's called The Wrestlers. It's on Netflix. It's either about OVW or Florida, something like that. But it's a place where they used to get their wrestlers from.
Yeah.
I do want to say it. I know that the trainer there is Al Snow.
Okay, yeah, and he was real big in the 90s.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I don't know much about what's going on nowadays, except the fact that The Rock is back.
Yeah,
so that's cool.
I don't really know what's going on. During the pandemic, I kind of stopped watching because they were wrestling without fans, and it was just super weird. And so I stopped watching it.
Yeah, I can only imagine. I just seen that The Rock was back, and then I was like, well, what's going on with this? And then all of a sudden he started playing turn heel, and I'm like, oh, he's going to be a heel right now. This could be fun. So I might check it out for a few weeks going into WrestleMania.
Yeah, I think he was supposed to come back and do him versus Roman Reigns and this and that, but I think it backfired on them because they wanted this guy named Cody Rhodes to finish the story. So I think they kind of pivoted from that, and now they're going to see what's going on. Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, it doesn't really. Like I said, I'm not really too tied up with any of the storylines or anything going on, but people seem to really like Dusty Rhodes, and I know that I haven't been watching wrestling very, very regularly in the last few years, but I mean, I'm tired of seeing Roman Reigns, and I don't even watch wrestling really. So. Yeah, and then people make jokes all over the internet that Roman doesn't wrestle on TV. So we'll never see him defend his title. And I'm like, okay, so this is somebody that people are tired of being the champion.
He's had it for
soon.
He's had it for a couple of years, I think. So he's had it for a while. But I don't want him to beat like Hogan. I think like Hogan has one of the highest records, and I don't want him to break that. I just don't think any new people, just like how Ric Flair has He's 16-time world champion, and I can't remember if John Cena tied with him or is one behind him, but I don't want anyone to break Ric Flair's record.
Well, to be fair, I've seen something not too long ago, maybe like last week, maybe a little bit longer than that, where there was an event that Ric Flair was at with AEW, and they dubbed him 22-time.
Really?
So they were counting his NWA titles
Okay.
for the first time, like ones that WWE won't acknowledge, but AEW is acknowledging them and calling him the 22-time champion or 21-time champion. Oh, wow. So now nobody's tied him if that's the case.
Yeah, that's the case. That's good. Because I don't think anybody should beat Ric Flair. Ric Flair is one of the best out there.
Well, now, like, apparently there, and I don't know much about this either, but like Brock Lesnar got in trouble. So everybody's like, oh, they're erasing him from WWE. So The Undertaker no longer is defeated. He's undefeated again. And I'm like, no, that's not how that works.
That's not how that works. Yeah. I don't know what happened with Brock Lesnar. I did not read up on that.
Yeah, I didn't read up on it either. Somebody started saying something about like allegations and Vince McMahon. And I'm like, I don't care enough about that. What I care about is Triple H making good storylines. Yeah. Swipe to the left. And that's pretty much what I did. Cause it's like, that's all I don't care about all that drama. Like they'll pay it out. They'll pay whoever. And in a few years, everybody will act like it didn't happen anymore, or it'll be done, like, man, Vince is gone, Brock's gone. Like that's it. Like now there's in a few more years it'll be like kayfabe,
Yeah. I was there live when the Undertaker, when his streak was ended, and it was, dude, you could not hear everybody was confused. It was quiet. Everyone was like, what the hell just happened?
So is that the WrestleMania that happened where you're at? Yeah. I watched that on TV, man. That was like, we were all at a party and there wasn't much loudness going on when that happened. Everybody was kind of standing there at the TV quiet. Like, what?
I think it was New Orleans where it happened. Cause I went to New Orleans. There was a good, I've been to, I think 12 WrestleManias. So there's a good 15-year where I would go to every WrestleMania. I used to be a professional wrestler. So I would, so I was really into that and the live events and stuff like that. So, I have been to, I think it was 10 or 12 WrestleManias. And I have all my chairs too that I sat in. So it's pretty cool.
That's cool, dude. That's awesome.
Yeah, man.
Awesome.
So that's why it kills me now that I'm not as into it as I used to be, because it was such a huge part of my life and I had such a big passion for it, and I just don't anymore.
I mean, it looks like it might be starting to come back around a bit, man. I mean, a lot of the talent seems to be happy there now.
Yeah.
And that's going to matter a lot with story and how fans are interacting with the talent.
Yeah, there's a really good girl wrestler that just signed. She was from AEW and now she's in WWE. Jade Cargile. She is I really like her. I think she's going to be the future. I guess she has to train a little more though, but she was great in AEW. I liked her a lot.
Nice. I haven't really messed with AEW much because I don't have TNT and TBS and all that. So it's where do you watch it if you don't have that stuff?
Yeah. So AEW, it reminds me of WCW in the late 90s. So that's why I really graduated. And it has Tony Schiavone as the commentator, and he was the commentator for WCW in the late 90s. So it was just
I mean,
there's a lot of familiar stuff. They even use the same logos for they have a show called Collision, and it's the same logo as Monday Nitro. So it's they still have all that nostalgic there.
I was trying to follow AEW from the beginning, and when they were doing just their one-off pay-per-views.
Yeah.
And then they were like, we're going to do our show. We're going to do our weekly show, and it's going to be on TBS, TNT, whatever like that. And I'm like, okay, just like WCW, I'm loving this. And then I'm like, but where is it going to stream? And they never said, and I'm like, I am not of the generation that has traditional TV. How do I watch AEW?
Yeah. It's cool. My local theater usually shows the AEW pay-per-view. So I've been going out to see.
Dude, that's awesome.
I would have killed for that as a kid, to see a wrestling pay-per-view in a theater. Man. Yeah.
Man, if we can just go back and talk to 10-year-old us,
I know, yeah.
Be like, hey, guess what? The things you like now are going to be cool. Just keep liking them.
I know. Exactly, man.
Right on. Well, man, I guess unless you want to keep talking, I mean, you needing to get out of here? Is it getting kind of late for you, or?
It's only 8:30 here. I could probably go for another 30 minutes. I do, just because I do need to. I need to watch this documentary before tomorrow night because I have that stream
Okay.
and I work all day, and it's 163 minutes.
Okay. Yeah, man, I got like 30. Actually, I wanted to talk to you about one that I'm sure you've probably seen. I've never seen this, and I bought this on a blind buy during Shocktober.
Mhm.
Dude, I liked them both.
Yeah, man. Yeah, those are both good.
I watched part 2 last night.
Dude, it's fun, man. It's like it's a trip. It's an MTV horror movie. It feels like, man. Just rock out. I got to go. They did a double feature of that at my local theater a couple months ago, and it was a fun time, man.
Yeah. See, I had never seen them before, man. And I watched the first one, and then everybody was like, "Oh, well, be careful. Like the second one's really weird, and you might not like it." I'm gonna go back and watch them both again, but I rated them both the same because to me they're both just as fun. Yeah. And I don't know how many people realize it, but the lead chick in Slumber Party Massacre 2 is from Wings.
Wings, yeah.
I'm like, wait, she was in this horror movie before she was in Wings? This is awesome.
Man, I'm a huge fan of Wings, so I'm glad you brought that up. Yeah.
And nobody does. Nobody told me, hey, the girl from Wings is in it. Like, that probably would have enticed me to watch it a little bit sooner.
A little more, yeah.
Instead, I sat on it for 5 months,
Yeah. Yeah, well, I didn't know that until I was watching it. I was, I saw it with my sister, and she saw the name. She said, "Oh, it's the girl from Wings." And I was like, "Really?" Because it doesn't even really look like her either.
Yeah. Well, dude, I didn't even realize it. Like, I'm sitting here, and I'm looking over there, and I'm like, and I'm kind of like sitting here at the computer and stuff, messing with things, and I hear her voice, and I'm like, "Wait, that's the girl from Wings." And I just kind of whip my head around over there. I'm like, "It sure is. She's the lead singer of that band." Because they just start off where they're playing there in the garage, and the dude's sitting on the car, and it's a little weird, but man, it's good. I think it's fun. I think she's just a little cuckoo,
a little crazy in there.
Yeah. But I suggest to anybody, like, if you like horror movies, the next time Vinegar Syndrome.
I know.
Scream Factory. The next time they're doing a sale, scoop this. I think I got it for like $17.99 or something back in October, or maybe even cheaper than that. Dang, it wasn't very much.
Yeah, I still have not picked that up yet. I have the first one on Blu-ray, and I also have it on Steelbook. So when they announced, I was like, "Dang, I don't want to get this quite yet." And it didn't come with the slipcover, so it's one of those things where I can wait a little bit.
Yeah. Like I said, and honestly, if I went back and looked at the receipt, it may have even been like even cheaper than that. It was definitely the cheapest thing that I got on that Shocktober sale, because everything else was, well, I don't know. I guess for 2 movies, it probably was, considering it's 2 movies.
Yeah.
I probably paid like $7 or $8 a movie for it. It was stupid cheap. So, and I'm sure they're always putting that one on a stupid cheap sale.
Yeah.
But it's worth it. Like, it's probably worth whatever their asking price is, probably $23. And I'd say it's worth that, because it comes with Blu-rays too. I mean, there was no special features on the DVDs, or I mean on the 4K disc, but because they squeezed both movies onto the one disc. But they looked great, and they only came with the 2.0 monos, but man, they sounded really good. I'll probably pop in the Blu-rays and check out some of the special features, because I mean, I dug the movies. Like I want to go through and check out some of the behind the scenes and stuff. So
yeah, I've been trying to get my hands on a poster of the first one, because I love that poster for Summer Party Massacre, but I cannot find it anywhere.
You got good options for posters out your way?
Well, I buy them online, so, and I try not to buy it like I have a site that I go to that I like getting from. They're a little more expensive, but I get a lot of a lot of my original one sheets. They're 90s, and for some reason they're a lot cheaper. Like, people don't want, like I have a Beethoven 2 one that was like $4.99, but it's the original, one sheet that they had in theaters. But I think my most expensive one is Mrs. Doubtfire.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey man, sooner or later people's gonna want them 90s ones, man.
Mm-hmm. And that's like, I don't have any of the 80s one, because these are 27 by 40, and then if you get in the 80s they were 27 by 41, so that extra inch it's like for those for the frames, they're like $75. Where this frame right there is only like 20.
I noticed that. I was going looking at poster frames, and I was like, wait a second, I can get a pack of 4 of the by 27 by 40s. I can get a pack of 4 for like $60.
Yeah.
Or I can get the 1 inch more, 1 frame for about the same price as 4. Like it was like a 4-to-1 price difference for that 1 inch of up and down. So yeah, I'd probably stick with just 90 posters too at that rate.
Yeah, so they're cheaper now, but I guarantee you, I will move down, or I will move up to the 80s posters. But I do this. I have I have 1 frame, and I switch them out from time to time.
Okay. So do you do like hard cardboard that you kind of like slip them back into like plastic with the cardboard when you take them out of your frames?
No, I wish I need a better system. I want to get it's like a portfolio book. What I have now is I put them back in the tubes they came in. So it's a pain in the ass. So I got tubes up the ass over here, you know.
Yeah, dude, I got tubes from like all my Scream Factory ones, which isn't a bunch. But like when I worked at GameStop, I used to get a whole bunch of video game posters and stuff, and I just had to end up getting like a trash can basically and just roll them all up and put them in rollers and just stuff them in like a trash can pretty much.
Yeah.
Because now it's to the point where it's like I have a little bit of wall space to rotate posters, but it's like, do I want to keep rotating posters there, or do I want more shelves?
Exactly. Because someday you're going to want those shelves.
Yeah. But, you know, I figured that nowadays I could just like block some of my shelves and put posters up behind me and stuff and lean them up against the shelves.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
See, and this is empty. I don't even know what was in this one. So this is empty. It was hidden behind something. So something's running around. It wasn't Little Giants because I have the tube in my room. So
now, see, I assume now I might be wrong. And Garrett can maybe I can ask him in one of his live streams and he can correct me. But what it seems to me like he does is he buys a frame for every single one of his, and he keeps them probably stacked in a closet somewhere because he switches his out very regularly.
Yeah. So I think he has some. I don't think everyone, because I know that he has them in like booklets and stuff like that too. But I know he has a lot more frames than I do.
Because I would figure that'd be the easiest way to do it if you're going to like always swap out your background with them would be to already have them framed and just stacked in a closet. So that way they don't get damaged, you know, or stacked away somewhere, you know.
Yeah, I don't think he does because he has a lot of posters. So that'd be a lot of frames, which would be a lot of space. And he's low on space.
See, because I know that like Tim, he's a big poster guy too.
Yeah.
And everybody's always like, oh, you know, when you go to Orbit, check out their posters because Orbit has like the best posters, right? And it's like, my problem is I can't really be a poster guy. I don't have the room for it. Like, I just don't. And I have a lot of wall space, but you get to where it's like, do you want shelves to put like statues and stuff on, or do you want to put your statues in a closet, or do you want to roll posters up, and to me it'd be just like. I don't know, like maybe once the kids grow up and move out and I have like an extra room to hang posters in, I might just do like a room of posters and that kind of stuff. Yeah. But in terms of my main area, I just kind of 4 walls of shelves would be fine by me.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, man, I got into the original poster game, like, I don't know, 2 years ago. And man,
and you find good deals on eBay with those?
I usually don't do eBay because I've gotten a couple from eBay and they smell like smoke, and I
fair enough.
Yeah, like I bought I have a Jim Carrey the Mask one that kind of smells like smoke, so I'm not the biggest fan of that. But there's this place called, I think it's called movieposters.com, and you can either get a reprint or you can get a original. So I always check them, and you can even request them to find an original one. Like so
I mean, I've got like all my favorites. And even nowadays, as far out as some of the movies are, we'd be looking for a reprint might even be nice.
Yeah.
Just because it probably look better than most of the ones you can find from the 70s and 80s if you're into ones that far back at this point.
Yeah, like I have a really nice Scream reprint. It's not original. Like 98% of my posters, probably 99% of my posters are original prints. So
now as somebody that collects posters, how much does that matter for you?
I would rather have the original. But like if this was 3 years ago, I wouldn't know the difference. But once you have an original, you can tell when you see a reprint. Like, man, like so like when I got the Scream Factory posters for Child's Play, man, those are really bad because I'm so used to original prints. Like they're pixeled a little bit, so like your eye becomes. It's kind of like when you're used to watching maybe Blu-rays or something, and someone's like, oh, why don't you go back and watch a VHS? And you go back and watch VHS, and you're like, oh shit, this is different. But it wasn't different when you were watching. You didn't know the difference.
No, and it still looks fine on a tube TV.
Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, there's nothing wrong with the reprints, but like someone like Scream Factory, they just don't get it right.
Okay. I mean, I just don't know much about the posters, but it's a hustle I respect. Like I dig it. Like I just don't feel like I have the room for it, and I'm trying to know my boundaries. But I got mad respect for people that are into that stuff. I just don't. I don't know much about it. So
yeah, and there's something.
And I figured I wouldn't offend you by asking you that.
No, it's just a poster. But like even like this Little Giants one, it was very nostalgic. It was weird. I put it in the frame, and when I had it up, and I just kind of looked at it, and I was like it was like a weird like overflow of nostalgia, being like, wow, this is like, it like took me back to being a kid. I had with the VHS, but it's like, man, this was hanging up, and now I had it's a weird freaking feeling. Having a poster from your childhood. I know that's probably weird and just me, and maybe
nah. Like honestly, if somebody was like, "Hey, there's this Little Giants poster," and it was like obtainable, I'd probably go get it. Mm-hmm. Same with like an Air Bud poster.
Yeah,
like.
Dude, it's crazy. The prices on some of these are. I'm like, man, this is not bad at all. Like I think that poster may have been $15, maybe $20, but again, nobody I just bought a factory sealed VHS of Little Giants for $12 on eBay.
Little Giants has a DVD, right?
They have a DVD, yeah, and I do have that. I have the DVD. But
now is the DVD getting expensive nowadays? Is that why
I don't?
Most people are like, we need something better, because DVDs probably doesn't look that good on like a new TV, but it's also hard to find. Is that the case with that one?
I'm not sure because I've had the DVD since the DVDs come out, so I've never really looked into it. But I will tell you one thing: there was a DVD that was always at Target, and it was $5 all the time. I saw it every day for like 10 years. And I was like, okay, I'm going to get this. Not, I'll wait. It was the Beverly Hillbillies movie on DVD. So I was finally like, okay, I really want it. So I went to go get it. It was not there. Now it's like $65 on DVD on like eBay and stuff. It's like, dang, man. And that's a good movie. And I don't know why I kept putting it off. I think it's because it was always there when I was a kid.
Well, it was like I had that happen with me. And some people might like shake their head at what movie I'm about to say, but Clown House, dude, I always wanted the DVD of that. It was always in the dump bin at Walmart. And I finally decided I was going to go ahead and go get it from Walmart, and I couldn't find it. And I'm like, okay, well, I guess they just kind of reorganized their dump bin. I go on, this was probably like 2012. So I go on Amazon, I'm looking around, and that's about the time that the kid came out against Victor and all that, and they pulled all the DVDs from store shelves and destroyed them. And I'm like, it was a dump bin DVD, and now it's a $250 DVD. It was a dump bin disc. Nobody cared about it.
It's crazy how things like that happen. Like I remember when I was younger, I hated the snappers, but I have a feeling those snappers are going to be worth something someday.
Okay, snappers, right? So somebody says something about the snapper cases, and I'm like, okay, so I remember buying DVDs. Like my parents, they bought a DVD player when it still had DivX built into it, like DivX discs, where you would put the disc in and then basically pay-per-view your movie until you paid full price.
Oh wow,
that's what DivX disc was you pay $5 for the same movie that the DVD was. For $5, you put that disc in. Your player was hooked to a phone line, so it had to be on the internet. And the disc was basically DRM, and you could watch that movie as much as you wanted to in the first 24 or 48 hours, and then every time after you watched it, you paid $5 to rent it until you paid the full price of the disc again, which was still, this was 1998, so $30, $35.
Oh, that's wild.
So, DivX died out really quick, but I remember the first ones that they got Rush Hour and Blade.
Yeah.
both snapper cases.
Uh-huh.
The alternatives was like Dante's Peak and something else, and they were in jewel cases that were like extended CD cases, and you would press on the side and they would kind of open up, but they were like long box CD jewel cases.
Mhm.
And I remember everybody hated those, both sides. They hated the plastic ones because they would bust real easy. Like you would literally pull them off the shelf at Best Buy and they'd already be broken in the shrink wrap. Or the cardboard ones because, well, they thought we were all thieves. They'd put those stickers on them and you'd go to peel them off the cardboard and it'd rip half of the logo off of it.
Yeah.
So I told Tim, I was like, Tim, you know, you should go back to 1998. People would despise you. Because Tim loves those snapper cases and those jewel cases. I'm like, everybody hated those. Because of the fact that everybody hated those, that's how we got our standard traditional DVD case. Because everybody hated the first two options. They tried both ways, and nobody liked either one. And we went to standard black cases after that.
Yeah, man, they definitely had like now. Like I didn't like snappers back in the day, just because they didn't go with the jewel cases. But they're like. Now they have like that kind of that nostalgic charm. And another thing,
they got that charm where it's like I have a buddy come over to my house. I'm like, hey, check out my shelf of snapper cases.
Cases. But now they're kind of cool. You'll like open up, they have like this cool picture inside.
Like I always liked them, but I remember people being like, why do you like this? It's garbage. Like I remember people like not liking those. Heavily hating on them.
Yeah. I was one of them. I did not like them back in the day, but I do.
And now, if you think about it, if you go to look at it, there's a lot of movies. Like so, the way I separate like my DVDs, I keep my DVDs that are stuck on DVD separated from my DVDs that aren't. Yeah. So I know which ones I'm trying to upgrade and replace, and which ones I don't need to bother my time with because this is still the best version, the DVD, right?
Yeah.
A nice chunk of my DVDs that are stuck to DVD are snapper case DVDs.
No.
Like they got the snapper case and then they never went from there. And a lot of them are HBO movies, The Hitcher or Ricochet, which I think Ricochet's getting a Blu-ray now.
Oh, really?
But or it's been announced. I think it's a Kino Lorber and it's been announced. Oh, okay, nice. So it's one of those things where it's been announced. We might get it around Christmas time, kind of. But that's the one with Denzel Washington. So and as far as I know, like it's in my section of stuck on DVD because in the U.S. it never got anything past the snapper case.
I think my Little Giants is a snapper case. To be honest with you.
Really? Now, see, some of them that were snapper cases did get plastic snap cases. The only ones I can think of that I know right off the top of my head because I have them is the House Party movies. I have standard DVD cases, but I remember all through like the early thousands, all my friends that had the House Party movies had the snapper case ones.
Yes,
and they were getting damaged because we were watching them at parties.
Yeah. Because my House Party movies are in snappers. Yeah, that's funny.
And those are still stuck on DVD. Like they don't have a Blu-ray. They don't even have HD digitals. They're on Vudu in standard definition.
Yeah, man. There's a lot of movies that need that kind of upgrade for sure.
Like I get everybody wanting to get like everything on 4K, but man, think about the stuff that hasn't even left DVD yet.
Well, look at the stuff who haven't made the jump from VHS still. Like there's so much loss.
Yeah.
And each physical media that comes out, we lose movies. So it's like,
Oh, I mean, I found this one that I watched. Dude, I had never heard of this. I was at a thrift shop and I thought it looked cool. It's the only VHS that I have that's like this, but there's no DVD of this. It's called Panic on the 522. And it's basically a made for TV style movie that's like the Taking of Pelham 1, 2, 3.
Oh wow! Okay,
dude, it's good. It's good.
Looks like cool cover.
Yeah, dude. The cover is what drew me. Like I was in my record store, and he charges $1 for VHS movies. So I'm like, I'll for $1. Yeah. And then I was looking up, and there's a whole list. Which that was Celeste Del Cabre. I can thank them for that. They had a list on Letterboxd. You can go to Letterboxd and it has every movie listed on there that's still stuck to VHS. That doesn't have a DVD release. And there's about 5,000 movies that have VHS release that doesn't have DVD release.
That's crazy.
That's a lot of movies. 5,000 movies is a lot of movies to be lost to time.
Mhm.
And dude, and this was a good one. I mean, would I spend $40 on like a Vinegar Syndrome 4K of it? That's pushing it.
Yeah.
But it needs a DVD at the very least. Like, it's not Warner Brothers. It's World Vision Media, Good Times Home Video. So yeah, they're not even a company that's around anymore.
Yeah. And what
But
sucks about that, who knows who owns the rights then? Like back in
yeah,
the day, there were like handshake deals. So like so many companies could have their hands in one movie, but there's nothing written in stone because they don't know. Same with like a lot of these movies don't come out because of like the licensing for the music. Because when they signed those deals, say they had a deal with Aerosmith for this movie on VHS, they didn't know that there was going to be a Blu-ray down the road, so they only signed the release for VHS. So now that they want to do something for Blu-ray, maybe Aerosmith's like, we don't like that movie, so we don't want it coming out. We don't want our music in there. So they either have to go in and take the music out and change it, which they've done before. And I'm just saying Aerosmith because it's the first thing that came.
Right.
But so it's like there are some movies that won't come out because of the music licensing.
Yeah, I mean and like I said, like this was as far as I can tell, and what I've found on the internet, because there's not much about it, was that this was a made-for-TV style movie. So more than likely, because of everybody that's kind of been bought up and the way things have been shifted, this is probably owned by Disney at this point.
Probably.
Honestly, because if it was on TV in 1974, it was either on ABC or Fox, probably. Was Fox even a thing in the 70s?
No, Fox was late 80s.
Late 80s. So it was probably on ABC or like CBS, which I learned that a lot of CBS stuff from the 70s got sold to ABC anyways, which then ABC got bought by Disney. So like Disney just keeps buying up all of our stuff.
All our stuff, yeah. It's crazy.
So, but it's crazy, it's just crazy to think about, because there's probably lots of like wrestling stuff that's just in the same exact situation where it never even got past the VHS.
Yeah, exactly.
Especially a lot of stuff from like Attitude Era, where they were like, "Oh, we don't like this image on wrestling right now. We want to be more family friendly." So a lot of Attitude Era stuff is probably stuck to VHS.
Yeah, well, and that's the thing too. It's like I don't think a lot of people have really said much about it because there is the WWE Network, so you can watch all that stuff. But they go in and they blur things out, they edit things, so it's like sometimes it sucks watching an old WWF thing and all the WWF logos are blurred. And sometimes it's all the the turnbuckles, signs. So it's like you're watching a bunch of blurred stuff. It's like, dang, man, that's so dumb.
I mean, they'll even blur out certain like wrestlers, like Hulk would have like Hulkamania on the back of his shorts or whatever, right? Like maybe not the Hulk, but if they lost rights for that particular character to, like, say Chris Jericho took his name with him or something, they would blur out his name now because they don't own the rights to it anymore. And there is still, like, WWE Network is tied into Peacock right now.
Yeah.
But where does WWE Network go when it goes to Netflix?
Yeah, I don't. Well, so I know that they only own, like, so I don't know anything, but I know that what they're going to do is they only have Raw.
Okay.
So, because
WWE Network stays on Peacock.
I believe so, unless they work out some other kind of deal.
Because I know that WWE Network on Peacock was only a U.S. thing. Other countries still have WWE Network as a separate entity.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's great because that's how, like, I don't watch many wrestling pay-per-views anymore, but that's like I watched Royal Rumble a couple weeks ago, and thank God I had, I didn't have to buy it on pay-per-view for $60 or whatever it is would be now.
Yeah, you just get it with Peacock, which is really nice. Now, my problem is I have a hard time figuring out where to watch like Raw and SmackDown live. So if they're going to put Raw on Netflix, that's going to make things way easier for me because it's always like, well, it's on Hulu right now, and then I'll go over to Hulu and it's not like live on Hulu, and I'm like, okay, whatever. And then when you go to try to watch it on Peacock, they're 4 weeks behind on what they have on Peacock. So you don't want to be a month behind on the Raw storyline. It's already outdated a month later.
Yeah, I understand them doing that because they want, USA wants you to watch USA. They don't want you to watch, Peacock, even though it's owned by Peacock. But
Yeah,
they're
but you would think that
or NBC. Yeah.
instead of them being 4 weeks out, they'd do like next day. Like Raw
But-
would be uploaded on Tuesdays.
Yeah, but then people will be like, "Well, I don't need to watch it at that day." Like they really want people like.
I get that, but
You-
most of my friends that are wrestling fans, they if they don't have a chance to watch Raw when it's live, they stay off the internet till they get home and they watch it.
Yeah.
Like if they're at work or something,
Yeah.
like the ones that are really heavy into it still make sure they're watching that program if they're DVR in it or whatever, using their live TV, cloud DVR. Most of them don't want it spoiled on Facebook.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing too. It's like Netflix, man, they're gonna end up winning this streamer war because I'm sure they understand, but I don't know if they really understand, like all the other streaming sites, how loyal wrestling fans are. So they're going to get this built-in fan base coming over if they're not already there, but they're not going to be canceling because wrestling is all year round. There's no off season. So people aren't going to be, it's not like, season 7 is over. So you get a bunch of cancellations. People are still going to be there because they're going to be wanting to watch that live.
Well, I mean, like I have Netflix, but I don't really use it too much anymore. My family uses it. They watch stuff on Netflix.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you.
It has like all the kids' cartoons and stuff that they watch, and like movies for the wife and all that. But once Raw gets on there, Daddy's going to be using Netflix a little bit more often, I think, because I'll have the access to it, and it's an ease of access. And I feel like that's a lot of the thing nowadays is the ease of access to anything. If it's easy to get to, you're going to get to it.
Exactly.
So, dude, man, I know you were saying you were needing to get off here in about 30 minutes. I think it's been about 30. I don't want to hold you too late. Thank you for like salvaging the beginning of the stream.
You're fine, man. You're welcome.
That meant a lot. And honestly, just you coming on here and doing this with me, man, like you are probably the reason why I ever decided that I was going to try to even give this a chance. Because if you wouldn't have been as humble as you were with everything, I probably wouldn't have told Bob yes when Bob reached out and asked me if I'd be on his channel live. And if I would have never done that, I wouldn't be doing this here right now and hanging out and chit-chatting.
Well, thank you, man. And I'm happy that you're doing it. Just keep on doing it. It's crazy what happens when you just try, man. Some people do it and they just, they get discouraged by counts and this and that. But man,
dude, I don't even care about the counts. There could have been nobody in here tonight. And I was just happy sitting here having the conversation with you. Because that's what it is for me, is like, this is like my home movies. This is like what I'm leaving behind for my kids to see, when I go. I'm just here to hang out and have a good time. I don't care if I have 5 people in the chat or 500 people in the chat. The more, the merrier. But I'm just here to have a good time and, and hang out. So,
yeah, man. It was definitely a fun time.
So, so if you want to go ahead and just kind of tell everybody that's still here with us, what you're getting into and what you got coming up, that'd be cool.
Yeah, so tomorrow over on Born to Be Rad's channel, maybe my channel as well, we might do a double stream. We talked about it, but we haven't really gotten into it, and I don't know what that entails on my end. So we have the Rad Dudes are returning for our first episode of 2024. It's going to be Rad Dudes versus 90s thrillers. So it's going to be a great time. We're going to talk about all those 90s thrillers and have it's kind of a lost genre now. So come hang out with us, have a fun time.
And just remember that I will be in the chat screaming "last gasp, last gasp." Last gasp. I got to get this Vinegar Syndrome haul worth it. I got to get some chat throwing up, people talking about this stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
So I don't really have anything else particularly planned coming up on my channel. Next Thursday, I have Something Geeky episode 5, I believe now, with Chris C, the Slasher Dude, and Caveman. That's going to be over on Chris's channel. And if I can get things working right on my channel, we may be co-streaming that. Beyond that, I don't really have anything else planned except for the few people that are in the chat. I guess I can let them know. We're doing a big Orbit meetup in March, on the first Saturday in March. We're a whole bunch of us in the community are getting together and meeting up over there to do some shopping and take some pictures and just kind of shoot the shot for the day. So we know we have about 20 people or so that are going to be there. So there's going to be a lot of familiar faces in the community, probably at the very least taking pictures, or, I might pop up in the background of one of Tony's videos, because I believe he might be there with us then. So
Tony,
maybe I don't know who's all coming, but there's a bunch of us that are interested. So there'll be a lot of content probably coming just from a bunch of people doing that.
That's gonna be fun.
I think it'll be a lot of fun. I'm mainly excited about it because I'll be able to take someone's suggestion. Like if I'm standing in the store and somebody says, "Hey, dude, you should check this movie out," they can physically hand me that movie, and I'll be like, "Okay, so and so requested this for me. I'm gonna buy it. I'm gonna take it home, and I'll know that that was their suggestion." And like, we get those on the internet and everything, but I think, and on all these streams, but I think it'll be really cool for somebody to personally hand me a movie and say, "Hey, this means something to me. You might like it too." Yeah. So I don't know if we'll be getting any of that in the video, but we'll be getting those in our memories. So it should be a good time. And I'm sure there's gonna be a lot of content coming out from everybody from that. Cause that's just a couple weeks out.
And are you going to continue with your series with your son?
Yeah. Yes. So they did just announce that April 10th, Chucky was coming out. So we are going to try really hard to get the episode watched and get our discussion filmed and up. The reason why I say we're going to try really hard is because the 11th is my daughter's birthday. So if we can't get it all squeezed in that night of the episode, we might be the following weekend. But we're going to get right back on our conversations on that. We're very excited about that.
Yeah, man.
And
I really enjoyed those.
I'm really glad, man. Like, a lot of people reached out and said that they really enjoyed that, and that made me feel really good, because, like I said, I'm doing this to leave something behind for the kids, really, more or less. I'm not really on here to do anything else. Make some friends, that I'll be able to maybe have once my kids are grown and everything. I'll have some other adult friends in my life.
Yeah.
I'm trying to make some of them. And I'm just trying to leave some memories behind on here for the kids. And it's really cool that me and him found something that we could just really click with, because, me and you, we're 90s kids. If you either really liked Chucky or your parents didn't let you watch it. Yeah. That was about the only way that Chucky went for the 90s. Yeah. I don't know many people that were allowed to watch it that didn't like it. So, and now that it gets to come back to I guess what we consider the next generation, it's just really cool. Because it's something that even though there's generational gaps, it's something that can kind of tie those gaps together. Yeah. So, and I really dig it, because I know there's a lot of his friends and stuff that watch it. So we get a lot of age range in there checking us out and supporting us. So I really appreciate all that and everything. And dude, you've been a real big supporter of that. So I've really appreciated that. And I'm hoping we can do this again sometime. I never really know what a good topic is to have for a video. This just happened to kind of coincide. And I was like, I want to do something, and it's Vinegar Syndrome. So, it could be fun to talk about. But I'd like to do more of this kind of stuff. Maybe just get my setup, set up a little bit better and get things rolling a little better. But because I had problems on that stream we did with Mike too. And I'm sure it was pretty obvious from people watching, but I was having issues then too. And I'm thinking it's probably my laptop, because my cell phone's been fine.
Yeah, I mean, you've been fine ever since you've been on that cell phone.
So I think it's my laptop just probably ain't good enough to do this stuff. Because that was hardwired, and I've been Wi-Fi this whole time since then. So I'm not thinking it's the internet. I'm thinking it's my laptop. But my internet was fine till we went live. So we'll get it figured out. And I appreciate everybody that hung out in here. We're gonna go ahead and call that one. And like I said, I just appreciate everybody for coming in here and hanging out. Okay, there we go. I had to figure out how to exit the full screen real quick. I couldn't even end it. But thanks to everybody. I see I can see the chat real quick. I just want to thank a few people right here down at the bottom, 'cause I feel like these were probably the ones that hung in here the longest. We got Wilkie, we got Tristan, my son, one of the coolest people to stream with in the world. I love that kid. Tiana, Laren, Fish, Holland, Mello, Caveman, Kal-El. All you guys are champions. I like all you guys. You guys are VIPs in my book. Thanks for hanging out and making it a good stream, guys. Until next time.
We'll be live for the next 15 minutes. Just sitting.